is absolutely right. We indeed have a quorum. In fact, thanks to all of you, it's a sellout. It's unbelievable. Thank you, Colleen. Thank you for your leadership of the Legal Aid Society of Cleveland. You inspire so many of us, whether you're bringing Justice Sotomayor to town or worrying about every detail and making justice available to those who can least afford it yet need it the most. You and your organization are amongst the true jewels of our legal community. More about that in a moment. Now, I've got something that I need to get off my chest right out of the block. When I received the humbling news that I was a recipient of this year's award, I was both elated and honored. That sentiment quickly turned to concern, however, when I was told that my co-honoree would be none other than John Lykin. Don't get me wrong, is he worthy? Of course he is. Is he an awesome choice and precisely the type of highly accomplished role model who deserves to be honored at an event like this? You bet. Do I actually know what I'm talking about with John, or am I just some guy slinging laudatory comments towards his co-recipient? I promise you that it's the former. One of the topics I'm going to talk about are some of the things that really fire me up about being a lawyer. In a nutshell, just to fast forward things, it's that giving back thing, brought to life by organizations that have given so much to me, and two in particular, the Cleveland Metropolitan Bar Association and its foundation, and the Legal Aid Society of Cleveland. And returning to John, one of the true benefits of the CMBA is that you meet people who are outside your firm, outside your practice area, outside your organization, and your paths may never have crossed. You might otherwise never have even met. For me, John Lykin is one of those people, and I'll be forever grateful to the CMBA for connecting us. Okay, so what was the problem? The problem is you'll soon see, John is a man of many talents. And I've learned over the years as a result of my privilege in working with him on so many projects that you don't want to follow him at the podium. And you don't want to follow him at a microphone of any sort, whether it's here or there. In fact, my concerns were realized just last week. True story, when John is sending emails asking about things like placement of grand pianos, thereby validating my one condition to acceptance of this award, that I not follow my good friend. Condition granted. On a serious note, John, thank you for being who you are, and thank you for all that you contribute to this community. As everyone knows, there are talkers and there are doers out there, and you're one of the most reliable, as Jill captured it perfectly, you're one of the most reliable doers I've yet encountered. When you say you're going to do something, you do it with zest, you do it with gusto, and you do it well. And it only makes the evening more special that you're being introduced by our brilliant and compassionate U.S. Attorney, Carol Rendon. Thank you for being here, Carol. Now, I'm thinking about what to say this evening, and I asked Ronnie to send me some of the speeches, the past honorees, some of whom are here. I studied them carefully. They were excellent, and they come from some of the most respected members of our legal and judicial communities. Past honorees include federal judges, Supreme Court justices, an Ohio Attorney General, and again, some of the most legendary practitioners from our vaunted legal community. And though they covered a wide bandwidth, everything from running a successful law department at a Fortune 100 company to stimulating outside-the-box thinking about what really makes a law firm tick, and the future of law firms, including the projected demise of the billable hour, the remarkable family stories, and those from whence I came reflections. Each talk was also able to deftly connect the dots to the highly salutary educational purposes behind ORC, with its strong presence here in Northeast Ohio, and now being so ably led on the national level by our native son, my friend Larry Cadis, whom you just heard from. ORD is all about empowering the less fortunate through education. I thought about that in the context of my own experiences, for it's been the privilege of serving those less fortunate that has given me the most meaning in my professional life. Those who know me know that one of my favorite quotes comes from Churchill. We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. I think about that quote all the time. One more thing before I hopefully entice those in the audience who aren't already engaged with either our nationally recognized Bar Association or with Legal Aid, or better yet, with both. Let me first give credit where it's due. Built on the shoulders of so many that preceded me, and true to all the resurgence and amazing things going on in our great city these days, Cleveland is likewise a very, very special place to practice law. No doubt in my mind. Our courtrooms, our boardrooms, our conference rooms, our classrooms are filled with some of the brightest, motivated, caring, interesting, and inquisitive people that I've ever met. We as lawyers can and will touch the lives of so many in our community and will affect our society for decades to come. So let me share with you this evening two recent examples that demonstrate in an admittedly very small way that the infrastructure and the opportunities for all of us to truly make a life are right in front of us. It was 10:38 a.m. on Friday, April 15, 2016, when the school bell rang to mark the beginning of lesson 6 of the 3 R's program. There I stood before that high school class at Glenville, as I had many times before with my colleagues from Ulmer and Byrne. For those who may not know, hopefully there are very few of you, the 3 R's program, which stands for Rights, Responsibilities, and Realities, exemplifies in the truest spirit of ORT and everything that it stands for, the power of connection, the true power of connection between lawyers giving back and high school students in the Cleveland and East Cleveland City schools. It exists largely because a friend and mentor of mine and former bar president, Hugh McKay, willed its existence some 10 years ago, and it's done nothing but thrive ever since. Okay, back to that classroom. Every year we end the curriculum with counseling sessions focusing on the topics of career paths and post-high school opportunities for kids who come from some pretty tough situations where that might not otherwise be the focus of a regular conversation. We always ask the students during the class preceding the one I'm talking about to think about their careers and perhaps consider taking a crack at drafting a resume, and we offer to review it for them. Sadly, the reality is that few take us up on that offer. Now, on April 15th, as I was about to leave that classroom and head downtown to the job that allows me to make my living, a young woman came up to me and gently tapped my arm and asked if I could stay after class and sit with her and review the resume that she had drafted. Are you kidding me? Talk about a meaningful opportunity. I sat down with that young woman and went over that resume as if it was my own, or that of one of my own daughters. Now, I know that might not seem like much, but take that small touch and multiply it by thousands of others coming from nearly 500 volunteers. And pretty soon you'll understand why Federal Judge Dan Polster, who I spoke to earlier today, a huge supporter of our bar, offered this eloquent endorsement, capturing both the importance and the urgency of the 3 R's program in our surging city. And I quote, "At the outset, I saw the 3 R's program as an opportunity to contribute to the Cleveland Metropolitan School District. I believe that the future of Cleveland is inextricably tied to the success or failure of the school district, so that there is no more important place for one to volunteer." No more important place for one to volunteer. Now, if you're inspired by that, just see our dynamic executive director, Becky McMahon. Raise your hand, Becky. Right there, right over there. Because I am sure that she will be happy to get you involved in that program or any other of the fine programs offered by the Cleveland Metropolitan Bar Association or its foundation. Okay, small, recent example number 2. First, I've got a slightly personal question for all of you. How do you spend your Saturday mornings? Would you like to sharpen your legal skills, meet some really interesting people, perhaps mentor a law student and help someone who truly needs your help and is entitled to justice but cannot afford to hire a lawyer? If that sounds interesting, then please check out Legal Aid's brief advice clinics, organized and run by the incomparable and indeed indefatigable Ann Porath, who's here tonight. Ann's sitting right over here, and I'm thrilled that you're here. Back to Saturday, April 9th at the Huff branch of the Cleveland Public Library, a bunch of volunteers and some first years from Case Western Reserve University's law school, about to witness their first real attorney-client encounters. My second client that morning was a delightful elderly lady who had been utterly duped by an unscrupulous door-to-door insurance salesman into buying a type of insurance product that she sure didn't need and could ill afford. Then she was convinced to finance the absurd premium payments. Now, after the premiums started to hit through automatic deductions from her bank account, this nice lady quickly recognized that something was wrong, and she knew, to her credit, she had to fix it. She just didn't know how to do so, as the policy used a lot of complicated and tricky jargon designed to render it difficult to terminate. So what did she do? She turned to legal aid. And we took care of things for her right then and there. I wrote out the letter for her, providing proper legal notice to terminate and stop those automatic deductions of those onerous premium payments from her bank account that, again, was otherwise funded only by Social Security. When we were done, her gratitude to me in that first year from Case was obvious. You want to talk about work that has meaning? Well, there you have it. Now, just like the 3 R's on a standalone basis, is what I did that day a big deal? Of course not. But multiply that by thousands of similar encounters at brief advice clinics taking place in the local neighborhoods throughout our city, courtesy of Ann Porath and her colleagues. And pretty soon you're part of a team that's having an impact and making a difference in the true spirit of this great organization, ORC. You'll be making a life for yourself and others based on what you give, and that's pretty darn terrific. Now, just a few more thank yous that need to be said before I yield to the true entertainment for the evening. First, a sigh of relief and a thank you that this event wasn't scheduled for tomorrow night. Thanks again to our sponsors and all of you who have come and supported John and me. Also, my heartfelt thanks to my good friends Brian O'Neill and Jill Oken and Bill Schoenberg, Bill's back there, for your leadership and the honor that's been bestowed on me tonight. And ditto to Gary Desberg and Bob Fine, who unfortunately couldn't be here, and of course to Ronnie Wallace, without whom this event just doesn't happen. I hope my remarks tonight had some meaning for at least some of you. I certainly appreciated having the bully pulpit, having the opportunity to talk about a few of the things that I truly care about in what I believe is Cleveland's one-of-a-kind legal community. Thank you very much.